What's up everybody, Noah from Stage 3 Motorsports, and today we're going to be taking a look at this Pedal Commander PC18 throttle response controller. Now this guy basically is a simple plug and play modification that you can attach to the wiring harness of your vehicle that connects the throttle pedal, and this is going to allow you to remap the actual response that you get. The Pedal Commander essentially has 4 different modes that you can select, and simply put it's going to be Eco, City, Sport, and Sport Plus. Now Eco is going to be for better fuel economy. City is going to be designed more for day-to-day driving around town with just a little bit more pep in the throttle. Sport is designed more for spirited driving. It's going to be quite a bit more touchy. And then Sport Plus is intended more for track use or heavy-footed driving experience where you really want some pep in your vehicle. The PC18 is also Bluetooth enabled and has this really nice slim compact design, so a simple device overall that'll get the job done, and it's compatible with other aftermarket tuning on your vehicle, so if you do want to run something other than just a throttle response controller, you can, and this isn't going to impair that. With all that being said, what you should get in the box is obviously the device itself. You'll have some zip ties to tie up that wiring once you have it installed, a little plastic clip that you'll attach, then some Velcro, which actually sticks to the back of this clip and allows you to mount it to your dashboard. Then you also have an alcohol cleaning pad for that install, and of course your little Pedal Commander sticker. With all the details out of the way though, we're gonna go ahead and show you guys how to install one of these really quick. Now we're gonna be doing this install on our 2013 Raptor with the 6.2 V8, but these are a very simple device and the install is gonna be essentially the same for almost any vehicle you use. So if you have a Super Duty, an F150, a Focus, or a Mustang, this will still pretty much apply to you, but let's get to it. Now, one of the first things I recommend doing when you go to do this install is make sure you disconnect the negative terminal on your battery. That's going to allow you to mess with this without actually causing any electrical issues when you're unplugging or plugging in the new connectors. And especially on vehicles that have a keyless ignition system, sometimes if that fob's too close, it'll turn the accessories on and that can cause some problems down the road. Now with that out of the way, you're going to hop in the driver's seat and we're just going to reach underneath here and disconnect the throttle pedal. Now looking at the harness for the Pedal Commander, you'll see that there's 2 connectors to run it in line with that circuit. So you're gonna go ahead and take the first one and clip it to the actual wiring harness itself. Then once you have that in place, go ahead and take the second connector and attach it to the throttle pedal. Make sure you push the red tab down to lock that into place. Now that we've got the device plugged into the throttle pedal, we're gonna go ahead and tie these wires up with some zip ties underneath the dash just to keep everything clean and make sure it's not getting hooked up around our feet or our pedals. And then next we're gonna work on getting this mounted to the dash itself. Now you can stick it on the dash where you have access to it, which is what we're gonna do, but you can also hide the device if you want to where you only pull it out and look at it when you need to make adjustments and then tuck it back away. But we're gonna show you how to stick it on with the clamp they provide. Now grab this plastic clip that came in the kit with your Pedal Commander, and then we're going to also take this Velcro that's provided and stick the 2 pieces together and then peel back the adhesive on one side. Now with that adhesive exposed, we're going to stick this square onto the back. It helps if you kind of line it up with the logo in the center and then give it some pressure, make sure that sticks on nice and tight. Now before we peel off the adhesive on the other side to attach this second piece of Velcro, let's go ahead and use our alcohol pad that they provide to wipe down the area we're going to attach it. That way it sticks nice and firm. So I'm just going to wipe the plastic down here and get any grease or dirt off of it. That way we don't have to worry about it not sticking properly. After wiping it with the alcohol pad, we're going to allow it to dry for just a minute. That way it's not wet when we're applying. Now go ahead and peel back this paper backing. And let's go ahead and attach this to the plastic. We'll just give it a bit of pressure here to make sure the adhesive sticks. Now we're going to take the actual Pedal Commander module and just simply push it in. It'll click into place and now it fits nice and snug just like that. And because this is Velcro, you can remove it and peel it off if you need, or you can actually just unclip the plastic and pull the module out itself. So with your ignition keyed on or into accessory, there's a power button kind of in the center of this Pedal Commander. Now when you push that, it'll default into City mode first. You can push it again to go to Sport. Push it one more time and it'll take you to Sport Plus, and you'll see that red indicator light move depending on what you selected. Now Eco, you actually have to hold for about 3 seconds and you'll see that that'll flash on. Now within each of these modes, once you have one selected, you have a plus and minus at the bottom, and you'll see it counts up 1, 2, 3, 4 and also counts down into -4. These are essentially minor adjustments that can be made within whatever mode you've selected. So here I'm in City. Now I can hit plus and I can take this up to 1, 2, 3, or 4. or I can dial it back down and you'll see the indicator light change to red to go to -1, 2, 3, or 4. So this is essentially just gonna give you a few more options to really dial in whatever mode you have and get a pedal feel that is right for you. Once you've selected that, you can still just go back to your main power button and change the setting and then come back down here to do the fine tuning. Well, that's gonna go ahead and wrap up the install and the quick overview section of this, but now that we've got everything put together, let's go ahead and roll this truck out of the shop and we're gonna go take it for a test drive and see how that pedal commander actually feels on the road. All right, guys, so we got the truck out of the shop and I'm taking it out for a cruise right now. I've been feeling it out, running some of these roads around the shop and going through some neighborhoods and some other just regular city streets, and it feels pretty good. I think the thing that really impressed me right off the bat is I actually pumped it all the way up to the Sport Plus mode to start, just because I wanted to know if there was an immediate noticeable difference, and there definitely is. I actually spun the tires by accident because it was so much more touchy. And usually these kind of plug and play devices are kind of hit or miss on whether or not they really provide a lot of bang for your buck. But I will say, off even just a quick first impression, this definitely seems to make a difference in the way the truck drives. Now, because Sport Plus was so touchy, it was a little hard to move around the parking lots, but I don't think that's really the intended purpose for that mode. Like Pedal Commander kind of puts on the instructions, that's really intended more for track and racing, and so those of you guys running a Focus or a Mustang may make better use of that on a course or in a situation where you want a more spirited driving experience. But I did go ahead and take this down to the regular sport mode, which feels a lot more proper in our truck. It's definitely a lot peppier than stock, but it's still easy enough to manage the throttle that it's not out of control or hard to drive. Switching the truck down to eco mode makes a big difference in the way it performs as well. Whereas the Sport and Sport Plus made the truck a lot peppier and a lot more tactile getting on the throttle, the Eco is doled it out quite a bit, and you really have to lay in the throttle a little bit more before it starts to actually progress and put the power down. And really the idea here is not to make your truck just feel dull, it's that it's basically trying to give you a smoother, more level throttle response so you can get better fuel economy without having to just punch the throttle or be running higher RPMs. So this is definitely a lot easier to manage. You feel quite a bit slower, just in the sense that you do have to be a bit more liberal with your inputs on the throttle, but because it's so much smoother and easier, I could see where that would improve economy over time. All right, so I went ahead and just clicked it into the city setting now, which is designed for just driving around town, and I'd say this feels pretty similar to what the stock throttle response is. It's probably a little bit peppier, but really not anything too wild. This is going to be a little bit more ideal if you let someone else drive the truck, or you don't want to have that real tactile feel and just kind of mellow it out. I think this is probably the best option too if you're trying to tow something or haul load and you don't want to jostle stuff or have a really kind of clunky and jerky ride. So city feels good, but it's probably the least noticeable change amongst all the different settings. With that being said, all these compared to stock do feel different than just what the baseline stock truck feels like, and the sport modes are really nice if you do want that sportier feel. One thing to clarify though is that this Pedal Commander module is not an actual tuner, it is just a throttle response controller. So this isn't necessarily making more power in the truck. It's not adjusting anything with the engine to pull more horsepower and more torque. It's basically just changing the way that that throttle reads to allow your power that you already make to either come on quicker or smoother and give you just a better way to apply that power from sitting in the driver's seat. For those of you guys who are interested in tuning your vehicle though, not to worry, even though we have this Pedal Commander installed, it's basically designed to work with other tunes. So if you do want to run something else in your vehicle that is going to increase the horsepower or torque, this can be paired up with that, and it's not going to interfere or cause issues with the way your vehicle runs, and you'll still reap some of the benefits of having that improved throttle response. So it does make this a pretty good tool to have and adds a little bit more utility that way. But if you are looking for something simple that isn't necessarily a tuner, this is also an excellent option just to get that better throttle feel. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with the way the Pedal Commander performs in our truck, and I think a lot of you guys will enjoy these in your vehicles. So as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our other videos, and I will see you guys next time.